Up to now I haven't looked at any notes on that particular chord that are outside of the scale. Now what we can do is we can add, there are two main ones, the flat 9 or the raised 9, the flat 5 or the raised 5. So it's really taking the 9th and the 5th and either sharpening it or flattening it. So it's important to know where the 9th is. So let me just show you. On our D chord, there's our root, there's our octave 8. The 9th is always situated a tone above the 1 or the 8. So just target that note for a moment. So if that's the 9th, the flat 9 would be, and the raised 9 would be. Let's have a listen to some of those. Here's our flat 9. And you can see that the chord itself is still just our basic D7th with a flat 9. Okay, let's look what the raised 9 would be. We go to a raised 9, flat 9, home. Again, quite a lot of tension there. Okay, let's insert in the raised 9 and the flat 9 into our 2-5-1 progression. Here we go. Quite nice. Now, the 5th of the chord, let's have a look and we locate it. The 5th of our D would be this A note on the top. 5th fret on the 1st string. So our flat 5 would be, and our raised 5 would be. And again, we can add these colours, maybe a flat 9 with a raised 5, with an ordinary 5, with a raised 9, flat 5. Again, they're just colours, and what I would urge you to do is experiment with the sounds, and you will get your favourites, and hopefully through time you'll get to be able to place them into songs. Let me insert a couple of those now into the 2-5-1. So again, lots and lots of options, and we haven't done anything using intervals yet, or we've simply just used the basic chord form and explored colours, as many as you can think of from the scale. That last chord I just played was the major 6th. Let me just show you that one. 3rd fret, 6th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 4th fret, 3rd string, and the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. It's a nice one too if you're resting on the one chord and you want movement on it. Okay. So the next logical thing to do would be to take the information gained in this position and apply it maybe to the next one up. Let's have a look at A minor. A minor 7th. We can add, because we can add this D note, and we've taken away the minor 3rd, so it's almost like an A7 sus4, but can function as a minor chord because it's got no third in it. So a nice movement. Now we're looking for our D dominant chord. Here's the G form, and I'll show you a few useful ones here. We could have a D ninth. Don't get fooled because the root note we've taken away just so that we could use the fingering. So here we have 10th fret, 4th string, 9th fret 3rd, 7th fret on the 2nd, and the 10th fret on the 1st. So that's a nice D9. Remember that the root is here. We could play without taking the root on the top. We could play. Again, that's another useful voicing. You can just see 3rd finger 10th, 4th finger 10th, the 9th on the 3rd string, and the 7th on the 2nd string. Okay. Now, if we remove the 4th finger and bar on the 7th fret, we have a nice D13th. So the 9th, 13th. We could also have a nice 11th. If you remember earlier, it was like a C triad with a D bass. There's our C triad, and there's our D bass. So there we have it, the 9th, or our 13th, or the 9th with the, and our 11th. And use the fingering, that particular fingering I used, I pushed across the 4th finger like that. You find it more comfortable like this, either or. Now, remember that we can add altered notes to the chord. So if we have the 9th and the 5th in position, then again it's a simple matter then of flatting it or taking it up to sharpen it. So we could have our 9th chord, we could have a flat 9. We could have our 13th chord, flat 9. And again, it's more about experimenting with the chords to add these colours to get used to them, as opposed to just learning them as a shape. We want to insert them into our chord progression so that they become just a natural movement from one chord to another. So let me try a couple of 2/5s just here. Now I'm looking for the 1 chord, G major 7th, right beside me. I'll play that one again for you. Again, I moved on down the guitar rather than stay in the one position. Let me just show you those chords for a moment. A minor 7th, I used an A minor 9th, the 9th, and I kept that note and used this is a D, there's the major 3rd, the flat 7th, the flat 9, and the 13th. So 13 flat 9, just similar to what we had in that position. Again, a lot of these chords, just sitting, taking a bit of time with them, they'll become like old friends. It doesn't take forever before your fingers will start adjusting to add in a note, rather than memorizing a lot of shapes. And we can continue the process on up the neck. A minor, D13, G major 7. Let me just show you major 9 here for a moment. 10th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, and the 10th fret. That's a nice colour. One that would go with that one, let's say a major 6th here. 10th fret, 9th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret. So we might have, and that gives us a melody. Again, it's just 3 voicings of a G major chord, and if we like that sound, we might find the same melody. So we could find, let's have a look, the major 7th, yeah, and that one, we could have, there's our G6th. So always keep that in mind, that the chords that you're playing, on the top note, that you have something that's melodic, that's moving,